Hi, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Emily. This is Crafting with Emily. My goal is always to create a warm and welcoming space here, so I hope that's what you find. This video is what's called a WIP and chat, so I'm going to work on my work in progress and I'm going to chat a little bit about what's been going on in my life. The project we're working on today is one of the Paintgems from the Fruits edition. This is the Starfruit or the Carambola as they have it listed here on the back of the box. So it's not really in progress just yet. So I guess it's just a work in chat. I am excited to show you some of the projects that I have finished since I've posted a long form video. I almost didn't start this one today. I'm not wearing any makeup. I wasn't really ready to do this, but I really wanted to do it. Wasn't really feeling up to it, but I decided to just go for it. So that's what we're doing here. I'm excited to be back posting a long form video. I posted a couple of shorts, but it's been several weeks since I've posted anything long form and excited to be back to it. So let me show you some of the things that I've been working on. In the meantime, one of them is sort of a new to me project. I posted a short video about this. This was a latch hook kit that I did. I'll tell you a little bit more about these once we get into working on our little paint gem. But this is a little stitch latch hook kit that I did. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I still need to sort of fold the ends down and sew them in. I also completed this little ghost. This is one of the Make Market kits from Michaels. And then I completed this pastel Tory gate from Diamond Delights. The original artist is Sarah Bauman. I had her covered up here. This is all of the Diamond Delights that I've worked on have been a joy to work on. Give me just 1 second because the other one that I'm working on is very large, so I need to stand up to show it to you. All right, and then the other one that I am still working on is Jewel of the Sea by Hannah Lynn and Dreamer Designs. She is stunning. I love her so much. If you are a returning viewer, you will know that I've been working on her for a while. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. Okay, I've gotten those projects out of the way. I'm going to change your viewing angle so that you're looking down at my table. We'll work on our Starfruit together, and I'll tell you a little bit about the projects. Bless you, Tulip. About the projects and about, bless you again, are you okay? And about what's been going on for the last few weeks. This is the pen that I always use for these. No reason to stop now. This is Super Sticky Patty Wax. This is the sample they gave me when I first ordered from Patty Wax or Distracted by Diamonds, and I just put it in a Dreamer Designs container. And then I like this fruity strawberry lemonade for these. This is from Tracy's DP World. She makes hers in a, I think they come in a couple different shapes, but this one's a heart. So pretty. It smells so good. So I'll start with I guess I'll try and go in order. I'll tell you a little bit about the projects that I worked on. The Stitch Latch Hook Kit, I guess I must have done latch hook as a kid at some point, or tried it as a kid. I just don't really remember it. And so my birthday's in October, and as part of my birthday shopping, I picked up that latch hook kit. It's one of those things that I wouldn't really have purchased because I would have been like, you have enough stuff. But because it was my birthday, or near my birthday, I was sort of like, just grab it. So I picked it up, and I got Stitch because he was cute, but also because one of my little nieces is obsessed with Stitch. So if it's Stitch related, then I can pawn it off on her pretty quickly. So that's why I grabbed that one. And I finally did it maybe the week before Thanksgiving. I don't really remember when I started it. I guess the week before Thanksgiving or something. And it was way more enjoyable than I expected. I did kind of have the thought, like, why are all of my crafts like, okay, do this one task. Great. Now do that task 100 more times. But then I was thinking about it. I guess most crafts are like that. I was thinking like knitting, cross stitch, embroidery. I don't do cross stitch or embroidery, but I was trying to think of a craft where it's not one little task over and over again. I guess maybe building, like thinking more like a hobby of sorts. I don't know. Maybe people who do like Cricut vinyl stuff. I don't know. I was just trying to think if I got wrapped up in this sort of philosophical question about crafting. But it was really enjoyable. I'm glad that I did it because now I can sort of add that to my mental count of things that I know how to do. I don't think I'll run out and grab another latch hook kit. I didn't enjoy it that much, but if I found something that I just loved the image, I would absolutely do it again. But it would really have to be something I absolutely loved. But I was really impressed. As I started, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna come together. But it really did, so I was pleased with that. I was really disappointed with myself with the ghosty. I love that ghosty. He came out so well. Like I said, I hadn't really posted anything long form. I definitely did the ghosty over Thanksgiving, sort of the Thanksgiving holiday. And I filmed a lot of the process because my goal was to make a short that was sort of the compressed version of diamond painting, the diamond painting process. And I used a video editing software to put it together, and I used what I thought was license-free music behind it. And I uploaded it, and it made it to like 450 views or something, and then it was flagged by YouTube because of the music. And I was in a really poor mental state at the time. And instead of just adjusting the audio, I deleted the whole thing. And I had already deleted all the raw footage. So I really regret doing that. I mean, so the craft itself, really enjoyed. That was a really good one. But that video, that was certainly a learning moment for me. Getting rid of that video was a poor choice. And then that little pastel Tory gate, I love that. So everything I've gotten from Diamond Delights has been a joy to work on. I've done 2 of them so far, I think. One was a little magnetic bookmark that is supposed to be Gigi from, oh my gosh, from Kiki's Delivery Service. Wow, whew, that was scary. I was like, I'm never gonna get there. And then the pastel Tory gate. I have 2 more left. I have one big canvas and one more that's a sticker, like the pastel Tory gate. And I've just been so pleased with the quality. The drills have been spectacular. And the glue is so sticky. I haven't yet seen another company have adhesive that quality. And it's not so sticky that you can't adjust how they move. Like once you set them down, you can sort of move them around, but it's incredible quality adhesive. I wish every company used whatever they're using. So those are my crafts that I've done so far. I did post, I think my last long form video was my review of Happy Jack's Glitter Moon. So Jewel of the Sea, I put on hold to work on some seasonal things. I've been working on her since, I looked at the date in my logbook the other day. I think I started her in September. But I put her on hold to work on some seasonal things. Happy Jack's Glitter Moon was one of them. And then I did some little Halloween guys from Distracted by Diamonds. And then I had a little bit of a hard time. My last WIP and chat, I talked a lot about my chronic illness and the medications that they were switching around for me. And I had a little bit of a hard time with those in the last few weeks. But I think we're at a good point now. So I mentioned I had sort of a poor mental state for a little bit. The holidays are so hard. I know that a lot of people are happy and feeling the Christmas spirit. And a lot of people are not. And if you're one of those people who is not feeling it, I understand. I'm with you. I switched my antidepressant that I've been taking for quite a few years at this point to Cymbalta because my rheumatologist felt that it would help with my fibromyalgia management. And so that sort of coincided when I finally was fully on the Cymbalta, but at a lower dose. That sort of coincided with the Thanksgiving holiday. And it was a difficult time. It was kind of strange because I was sort of enjoying I had more energy. Like it was working for me physically. I had more energy, but I also was just sort of mentally depressed. I wasn't super interested in working on my crafts and things like that. I told my therapist at one point, I haven't even diamond painted. And then I realized that's not true. I did my little ghosty. So it's just been an interesting few months, but I think I'm probably headed in the right direction with that now. It's so hard to switch medications. It also felt a little unfair because I was sort of prepared for the misery right at the beginning. You know, I've switched medications before, or I've come off of medications before, and it can be pretty difficult. And so I was ready at the beginning, okay, here we go. And at first it wasn't so bad, and I was like, great, I made it through. So I was not expecting this late wave of okay, you're physically feeling okay, but mentally you're just gonna be all right, well, this is, oh, I almost missed that one. So it's very I feel a little bit like a science experiment a lot of the time, but things are getting better, so that's good. I saw my doctor this week for a follow-up. I had looked it up, and you didn't put me on the full dose. I want the full dose. Okay. Why didn't you? You can't replace the full dose of what I was on with the half dose of this other, like, anyway. So I'm now on the full dose of Cymbalta. And I expect things to maybe keep getting better. It's certainly different. It's really interesting. One of the things that made me pretty anxious is that I had this it sort of felt like there was like a curtain being pulled back. And I guess it was just, some medications make you kind of foggy, I guess, or like kind of cloud your personality. And so there were parts of my personality coming back, or like coming back at least to my mind. And I was so confused. I was like, what is happening? Who are you? Like, I don't remember you. Why are you so, what is happening? It was just it's been a very strange experience, so. It's been very overwhelming, honestly, and that combined with the, like, physical struggle of what's been happening it's just overwhelmed me. So I've been putting off filming, like I said, and so I had my heart set on filming today, and then I sort of knew this was coming yesterday afternoon, but this morning I woke up and there's like this random muscle to the left of my spine in my back that I seem to have overworked somehow. One of those muscles where you're like, I didn't even know you existed. And one of the one of the frustrating things about fibromyalgia is sort of once your body senses pain or discomfort, then the whole thing is sort of goes into panic mode. So my body's like, well, we can't do anything today. And I'm like trying to balance that with like, okay, well, you actually do need to give your body rest. And so ended up taking some medication and taking a nap, and then I woke up and then just sort of like, well, like I really do want to film, but like I was planning to do my nails beforehand, and I wanted to make sure I had this done first, and I wanted to put some makeup on beforehand, but I really wanted to film. Like I just really wanted to get something out there, get a long form video out. Like I really miss doing that. It just feels like I just really wanted to do that. Like, well, there's always tomorrow. Like, you could do it tomorrow. I'm like, I'm supposed to do all that stuff tomorrow? What makes you think you're going to be capable of doing it tomorrow? And so finally I was like, why do you think you need to do all those things? Just do it. Just do it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll just do it. And so I'm doing it. And I hope I hope there's some level of enjoyment if you're viewing it. I hope this doesn't feel like me whining the whole time, but yeah, it was really, it's been my goal to film for like 4 weekends in a row, and it's been something that I just have had to put off because I haven't had the capacity for it. So it's been I'm really happy that I'm doing it now. In other chronic illness news, I purchased a shower chair. If you don't have a shower chair, even if you are perfectly healthy, you need to go purchase a shower chair. I got mine from Wayfair. You do need to, so both of my showers are also bathtubs. So measure the bottom of your shower first, because you need to make sure that the legs of the shower chair actually fit in the base of your shower. Shower chair. Life-changing. Life-changing. Incredible. It's so useful. Mine just sits in the shower. It lives in there now. And if I need to sit down to wash my hair, then I can. But it's also a really helpful tool if I'm shaving or whatever. You know, you can prop a leg up there or use it to balance or whatever you need it for. It's really helpful. And of course, they're designed to not be slippery, unlike the ledge of your shower, which is slippery. Why is this not coming up? The super sticky wax is being super sticky. Absolutely go get a shower chair. The one I got was relatively inexpensive, like $25, I think. When I was first looking at them, Walmart has one. Walmarts are very expensive for what they are, it seems like. If that's your only option, that's okay. But I would say purchase online if you're going to get one, because the options are much wider and it seems like the quality is way better. So, highly recommend. They have like stylish ones too, of course. So, highly recommend the shower chair, regardless of your physical health status. I wish I'd purchased one years ago. Let's see, what else? I have a little list. I am loving the Threads app. I don't know if you all are on Threads. It's a Meta app, so it's owned by, of course, I guess Mark Zuckerberg, but similar to Facebook and Instagram. I love Threads. So I've tried to describe it to a couple of people. I think, I don't know anything about programming or whatever. It seems to me, the experience seems to be that the algorithm is more fluid. So as soon as you like a hopeful or happy post, you immediately see more of that. There's also way fewer ads and things like that, and people doing sort of self-promotion than on Instagram or Facebook. It is supposed to, I think, be the counterpoint to X or Twitter. So it is mostly written posts. I am obsessed with it. It's got to be one of my most used apps at this point, at least in the last few weeks. I've learned so much. There are so many incredible people talking about chronic illness, talking about neurodivergence, talking about anti-racism, talking about feminism, talking about whatever you want. Those are my personal interests. It's so incredible. I'm obsessed. There's I posted Thanksgiving Day, or the week of Thanksgiving, I posted some stories about just little stories about my grandmothers, because I was talking about missing my grandmothers over the Thanksgiving holiday. And I'll tell you those stories, but I was just sort of sharing those stories into the void. And then I offered, if you have a sweet grandmother story, you could share yours. And hundreds of people saw it, and people responded and shared their own stories. And it was just it's such a sense of community with random strangers. It's so fascinating. So the stories I shared, they were inspired because one of the stories I shared. So my grandmother, my mom's mom, loved clementines, like the little easy peel, like halos. And one year she decided they were defective. I don't know. My mom watches these. I don't know if she remembers this. Or she may remember it differently. Memories are odd. She decided I used to do a lot of her grocery shopping. She decided that like the bag of halos that I had purchased for her was defective. I said, okay. And so I bought her another bag. Well, that one is also defective because she couldn't get any of them peeled. And so she had sent my mom for some. So she ended up with all these halos, all these clementines. And I finally realized her arthritis had gotten much worse. Because clementine, I think maybe they're more like year-round now, but they're pretty seasonal for us. And so like the last time she had clementines had been almost a year prior. And so her arthritis had gotten worse, and so she couldn't open the clementines. And so, but she was very angry that they were advertising them as easy peel when they clearly were no longer easy peel. And so there was sort of a moment in this conversation with my grandmother where I could tell that she had figured it out. That she understood that it was not the little miniature oranges. It was a user issue. It was not the oranges, but she just refused to back down. And so she just kept going on about, these are not easy peel. And so I would peel them for her because at that point she had like 4 bags of halos, which is like 120 tiny mandarins at that point. And so, and for years, every time she saw a bag of them, she would say, these are not easy peel anymore. And over the Thanksgiving holiday, I did a Kroger grocery pickup, and they had a sale on clementines for the first time this season. And so I grabbed a bag, and I was opening one, and I was having a hard time getting it open, and I thought, these are not easy to peel. And I went, that memory came back like whoosh. And I thought, oh, Grandma. So that memory was sort of swirling around, and then I thought about another sort of Thanksgiving memory for my dad's mom. When I was very little, I really loved my granny. We called her Granny, and my mom's mom Grandma. So my granny always made coleslaw for our 4th of July and Memorial Day, whatever our summer holidays were. She would make a coleslaw, and I really loved it as a little kid. And I remember I vaguely remember coming to Thanksgiving. It must have been Thanksgiving. Family get together. And I was very disappointed that there wasn't any coleslaw. And they tried to explain, well, that's for the summer. This is a fall or winter holiday. But my granny would then bring me coleslaw for those holidays, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. There were a couple years where she did that. She brought me my own little container of coleslaw, which is a very grandmother thing to do. And so shared those stories on Threads as one long post, and then, you know, told people they could add their own stories if they wanted to. And people did. It was really sweet. There was one girl who said, one of the first people who responded said that at some point she must have told her grandmother she liked lima beans because her grandmother made sure there were lima beans ready every time she went to her house until she was in her 20s. This is really funny. Do you actually like lima beans? So there were just so many people responding, and it was just really sweet. And so there are lots of things like that. I guess not exactly like that, but moments like that. And like I said, I'm learning a lot about lots of different things from lots of different people and lots of different experiences. So I'm obsessed with Threads. I can't tell you your experience will be any different, but or similar, but that's what my current obsession is. Threads. That is crooked and it's driving me crazy. It is what it is. Let's see. I think I have, what is today? Today's the 13th of December. I have almost all of my Christmas gifts in the house. I tried to focus on purchasing from small shops this year. I didn't make it all the way. I ended up having to order some from the big corporations, but I got a lot of gifts from smaller shops, which I'm really proud of. Small businesses. I need to just start wrapping them. Wrapping gifts is sort of like painting or doing a puzzle where you're like, this is gonna take me no time at all. And then you get started and you're like, wow, this is terrible. This takes forever. So I'm not really in a rush to get started. It's on my list to do this weekend, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I can't tell you guys what they are because sometimes my sister-in-laws watch these. So I got a really good one for my mom. I know she watches these, so I do have to get one of my mom already knows this. One of the unspoken rules is that you bring my mom like an offering of a box of the Ferrero Rocher candies. I need to pick up some of those. I was gonna do it this weekend, but it's gonna be next weekend. Let's hope they're not out, huh, Mom? It's like searching Columbia, South Carolina for Ferrero, frantically searching. If that's what, there's no video next weekend, it's because I'm frantically searching the entire city for Ferrero Rocher. Yeah, I found a lot of great things on... Oh, that was another thing that I found from Threads. So my very first post on Threads was asking... I think people kind of got tired of this because it was like the run-up to Black Friday. But I had seen a few posts like this, people asking like, okay, drop your like small shop recommendations below or whatever. And so, but I hadn't seen any that were specifically for kids, and we're mostly doing kid gifts in my family this year. And so I made a post asking for small shops that make things for kids, and I got the best recommendations. I wasn't able to order everything from the list, of course. Like, I couldn't order from everyone, but I ordered a lot of stuff from that list, and they're so cool. The stuff that I got is so cool. I'm so excited. So it's just amazing to see how imaginative people are. And you see something and you're like, wow, you're right. That doesn't exist. There was one lady who makes, I say lady, I don't know. There's one person who makes 3D printed puzzles, and the pieces are thick. They're like, I don't know how thick they are, but they're like plastic pieces that obviously make a shape, like some kind of animal, but they're big pieces for little kids, little bitty kids, so that they can put a puzzle together, but so the puzzle is durable over time, which makes so much sense when you think about, I would think about a puzzle that I would get for my middle niece is just turned 1. I think about a puzzle that I might pick up for her from Walmart would be thick cardboard. Like, kids can chew on that and break it in an instant. And so the idea of like a thick, non-toxic plastic puzzle is so genius. And I was like, yeah, that's literally so smart. It's so incredible. People's ingenuity. Remarkable. You guys heard Tulip sneeze at the beginning. She is a very sneezy cat. Tulip has been with me for, how long, Tulip? 4 years? Yes, this is 4 years. She's always been a sneezy girl. We're not sure why. When I first got her, I was terrified because if you Google cats sneezing, it's like a pretty serious symptom for cats. And so I rushed her to the vet after I adopted her from this local shelter. And so we did all the things as if she had an upper respiratory infection. And then I brought her back, of course, because I was like, she's still sneezing. And eventually they decided she's just like that. And I was like, okay. But she really is so sneezy. I sometimes wonder if she has like a little deviated septum or something up there. She's got some sinus issues for sure. But she's not sick. She's just, she needs the humidifier on, is what she needs. She and Winnie are getting along increasingly okay. They're both sleeping in my bed now at the same time. They have their designated spots, and if Winnie comes out of his designated spot, Tulip is very unhappy with him. But they are both in the bed at the same time with me, so I'm very proud of her. She's so dramatic. She's like, are you taking him back yet? Like, Tulip, it's been almost, like, February will be a year. I'm not getting rid of him. He's staying. I'm sorry. This is so dumb. I'm so mad at myself. I called an HVAC repair company this week. And I thought I'd been putting this off for weeks. My HVAC unit's been making the most horrifying sound. I called them. I had worked remote the next day so they could come by. And there's nothing wrong with my unit. He's like, it's going into defrost mode. It has a defrost mode because blah, 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 blah. I said, it's really loud. He's like, yeah, it's probably one of those things, once you hear it, you can't unhear it. I was like, what? Okay, I'm really sorry. I feel so dumb. I felt so dumb. I mean, I'm glad there's nothing wrong with my unit. That would have been a very unfortunate expense right before Christmas, but I had the cats put away as the HVAC people requested. But then, so they were in my bedroom, but then the door to the attic is in my bedroom closet. So the two very different cat personalities I have is that Tulip was thrilled that I brought her new friends for her to meet. Winnie hid under the bed the entire time. He was mortified. And then Winnie is also blind, so I mean, he has plenty of reason to be like, I don't know what's going on. They were also using power tools they were using a drill to like take the paneling off the unit outside so they could, I don't know, whatever, check the pressures or something. And then once they went in the attic, they're using power tools up there to do the same thing, and poor Winnie must have thought, like, they're attacking us from above. Mom's not doing anything. She let them in. This is horrible. Tulip's like, this is great. Thank you for bringing me new friends. Girl, you are ridiculous. She's so funny. Of course, Winnie, about 30 seconds after they leave, Winnie, of course, is like, he has to walk around the house and pretend that he wasn't scared. He did this, I don't have guests a lot, but my brother came to visit, he did the same thing. Sort of like, yeah, I wasn't scared, and no one saw me being scared. But right after they left, I was like, where did Winnie go? And I was looking under the bed, and I couldn't really see him, and then I realized he had squeezed himself between a storage box and the bed frame. So there were maybe 4 inches of space. This cat weighs 16 pounds. Like, how did you compress yourself enough to get up there? I don't understand. Are you okay? Good Lord. It was incredible. It was really impressive, actually. Like, I don't know. He was like, you're not getting me out of here. No way. Anyway. Oof. Tulip's like, are they coming back? When he's like, duh. God, I hope not. I have been enjoying watching. That was the other thing I was getting really nervous about. It's like not really watching other people's videos of like their hauls, and I was like, I'm not interested in diamond painting. Like, what if I'm like, is this medication gonna make me not want to do the things I love anymore? Anyway, I'm catching up on the videos that I've missed while I've been like moping about, but I've been enjoying seeing what people purchased. I did keep an eye on what was being released for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but I didn't purchase any diamond paintings over that time. So I don't have any big haul videos coming. That was just a personal decision I made, and I'm pretty happy with it. I did make a purchase from Munimade. She had a sale, like a holiday sale before, well, I went like through December 4th or something. So I ordered Berry Sweet Home, which was one of the newer Kari Creates diamond paintings. It's the like strawberry snails. So cute. I did try to film an unboxing of that, and I at some point screwed it up and got really upset. And, Whew. When I tell you guys, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. It's weird when it's a roller coaster, but it's just you. You're like, okay, I need to like eat or take a nap or take a shower or something. Like, what is going on here? Anyway, so I did try to do an unboxing of that, and then it didn't work out. But maybe I'll try and do one. But it's relatively new, so the official unboxing, is right there if you want it, from Munimade and I think Shay, Crafting by Shay, Crafts by Shay. But I have been really enjoying seeing what other people got for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I was really tempted by a couple of the Dreamer Designs releases. My poor best friend she's done some diamond paintings, but she's not on my obsession level. I was sending them to her like, this one might break me. This one might break me. And of course, a couple from Diamond Art Club too. And she's like, that one's nice. You don't understand. But yeah, I managed to make it through, so I didn't purchase anything. But I think the Curtis Reikovich one they did for did they do two? I'm thinking of the Curtis Reikovich girl they did. Good job, Winnie. He got down from the cat tree by himself. Everybody clap. Not too loud though, it'll scare him. Winnie's blind, and he doesn't, usually, getting down from the cat tree is a new skill that he's recently learned. He has always had the physical capacity to do it, and lacked the emotional confidence, so. He usually just cries until I come get him. I think it was called Sugar Plum or something? No, that can't be right. Anyway, there was a Curtis Reikovich girl who debuted who was like purple themed, and purple is absolutely my jam. Purple jam. Like I said, it was just a personal decision for me to not purchase anything. I just realized at some point in the last few months, like, I'm a relatively slow diamond painter, and I have so many right now, and I have other financial goals. Well, I had Christmas coming up, and I have other financial goals for 2026, so we'll see. I'm not going to stop buying entirely, but we'll see. I need to make some official goals for 2026. Looking forward to that coming up soon. We're almost done. I hope you all are... Ooh. I hope you all have enjoyed this WIP and chat. I really appreciate you all hanging out with me. Oh, there's one more J. I'll never forget them all. I always leave one. This is taking like I said, I'm slow. When I do these for time lapse, I noticed at some point that when I'm editing the video, at some point I noticed my timing was right at 40 or 45 minutes to complete these Paintgems. So I was like, that would be perfect for a WIP and chat, because that's sort of like my preferred sweet spot. We've gone over that at this point because I am yapping. But I really love the idea of completing something during the WIP and chat. So I hope you all have enjoyed this. Please leave me a comment below if you like this, like getting something finished while we're chatting. Leave me any other comments or thoughts, whatever you have to say below. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys hanging out. My goal, like I mentioned at the beginning, is always to create a safe and warm space, and I hope that's what I created here today. I talk a lot about my physical and mental health because I think a lot of people go through that without bringing it to the light, and so I want to say it out loud so that other people feel like they're not alone. So I hope that that is the way that it feels, and not just that I'm whining to you about my private medical stuff. You can let me know. You can let me know either way. All right, last color. Woo! I almost dropped it. Almost dropped it. Let me know what you all got for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, if you got anything. Like I said, I'm still catching up. I try to comment and like boost people up when I can, so let me know what you got and I will come find you and bump up your videos. All right, there we go. I've really loved this Fruits Paintgem set. This is our Starfruit Carambola. She's so shiny. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Like I said, please let me know what you think below. I'm happy to hear all of your thoughts. I, again, really appreciate you hanging out with me. I hope you have found a warm and safe space here. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.